Hello everyone, this is Mark Smith. I'm the industrial technology teacher at Reed Custer High School, and welcome back to the series. We're giving a series on how can industry get involved in education, or really more practically, how does an industry member get into the school and start meeting with people and talking with people and vision casting with the school to change how the school views your industry. So we're going to talk about a number of things here. One is how to make a presentation to a CTE course class. We're going to talk about hosting a manufacturing day event. We're going to talk about giving virtual field trips, and we're going to talk about inviting your teachers and or the students to your association events. So let's first talk about giving a virtual field trip. You can't always have a set of students come into your manufacturing facility. There might be limitations such as the distance they are from the school, or maybe you have things going on that the public's not allowed to be around. But you can do a virtual field trip where you can very easily control what people are seeing. And I remember back in the year 2020, right before, I think that was when COVID hit, I had a field trip set up, a virtual field trip with an all-female led woodworking company in New York called Egg Collective. And they were going to give us a virtual field trip. They were going to take their laptop and walk around the shop with it, showing us things and talking about it, because we can't go to New York to take a field trip. But then COVID hit, and that kind of went by the wayside, and I never took the time to set that back up. That's on me. Another thing you can do is host a manufacturing day event, an MFG day event. And you can have multiple schools come into your place or places, and you can then show students and teachers what you're doing. You can also invite a teacher and some students to your association event. Maybe you're part of the Architectural Woodwork Institute Association, and you can host them to some of your local events. So for instance, the Chicago chapter invites us out to a couple things every year, and we go to those with some of my star students, some of my better students. And so that's another way. Of course, the final way, and the first thing we mentioned, was come into a school and make a presentation to the CTE classes. That's really easy to do, but let's talk about what makes for a good presentation. There's kind of four things you need to do. The first one is you want to tell the students who you are. How did you come to be in this career, and what do you do? It's very important for them to understand that so they can relate to you as a person, and they might be able to see themselves taking a similar path. Now, of course, everyone's path is unique, and you want to point that out. Not very seldom do people have the exact same path from where they started to where they are now. So you want to make sure they understand that. You want to talk to them about what you actually do. You can tell them your job title, your job description, tell them what you do every day, and because they need to see you as a person, and what do you do on a daily basis? What do you actually physically do? Not just give them a description of your job. And so that's important. The third thing you want to do is talk about career opportunities. You want to help them understand what are the different types of jobs in your industry, and if you can, tell them what the pay range is. Help them understand that. Also, let them know what are the requirements. Do you have to go to school? Do you have to go to college? Did you start right out of high school? How does that work? And the final thing, and probably the most important thing, is you want to bring something that you can demonstrate, something the kids can put their hands on and look at or hear or see or touch. Most of my students are what I call 80% learners. They learn best by getting as many of their senses involved as they can. And so, for instance, I had a gentleman come in who represents Bloom last semester, and he brought all kinds of hardware in and talked about these are the different types of things that we sell, and we supply to cabinet makers, and so the kids could touch them, they could operate them, look at them, and they really enjoyed that. So once you have managed to make contact with a school and gotten on the inside of the school, this would be a next great step. Those 4 things we mentioned, and probably the easiest and most important would be coming in and making a presentation. Well, that's it. Look forward to doing the 5th series in a few weeks. Have a good day, everybody.